Nick Saban, big fan of the show, listened to it and said, they're giving us Tennessee, Auburn, and LSU. I don't know how they come to that. Full quote. By the way, he said this to Sports Illustrated's Ross Dellinger. I've always been an advocate for playing more conference games, Saban says, but if you play more games, I think you have to get 3 fixed opponents right. They're giving us Tennessee, Auburn, and LSU. I don't know how they come to that. And the tone of Nick Saban's comments is that that's too hard. Do you feel sorry for Whittle Nick Saban and the fact that Alabama, and by the way, these are the same 3 that we selected. Remember, we had that big talk about Alabama, LSU. So we have ticked off Nick. Do you feel bad for Nick Saban and the possibility that Alabama might have, to Nick's eyes, an unfair and overly difficult draw in the future SEC schedule?
First of all, thank you for watching the show, Nick.
Yeah. I feel so sorry for Nick Saban. He has to continue playing Auburn, LSU, and Tennessee, 3 teams which he already plays every single year, and which during his Alabama tenure, he has gone 38-11 against. 38-11 against Auburn, Tennessee, LSU since he got to be the head coach of the Crimson Tide. And now he's going to complain about it. But did he complain about it before? Did Nick Saban say a damn thing about playing LSU, Auburn, or Tennessee on an annual basis? Chip, Tom, have you guys...
He wanted to go to 9. He's been out there telling about how they should go to 9 for years, and now they're going to 9. He's like, whoa. You're making me play too many tough games.
And now because Tennessee doesn't completely suck, and because Hugh Freeze got hired at Auburn, now that's too tough? You're getting out of the SEC West, Nick Saban. Your schedule on an annual basis is going to be easier relative to the rest of the league than it was. I think Saban's worried a little bit here. Like, he clearly doesn't have that much time left. He's not going to coach until he's 100. He wants to make one more title run, I would guess. And look, now that Tennessee has their act together, it's a little bit tougher. So my tiny violin for the Alabama Crimson Tide and Nick Saban.
I will say that what'd you say? That was 38-11.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a 775 winning percentage against those 3 teams. By the Nick Saban Alabama standard, that's below average. These are the teams that, give him these substandard results. Again, the standard of Nick Saban at Alabama being an 875 winning percentage.
Of those 11 losses, only 1 was to Tennessee, though, right?
Yeah,
just this year. So like the other 10 are all LSU, Auburn, which I don't. So I from his point of view, I don't feel bad for him because, again, like you said, they've played him every year. I think he would probably be fine keeping Auburn and Tennessee. I think Nick's problem is having to keep playing LSU. Like, he doesn't think that should be an annual thing, is my guess.
So what is Nick Saban's ideal schedule? Mississippi State, Arkansas, and what, Auburn?
Vandy. No, Vandy.
Bud, I like your point. Like, Nick, you are getting an easier schedule. You are going to be facing, you are losing SEC West teams for SEC East teams. You will be playing SEC East teams on average far more often than you have been. But Alabama's schedule is getting easier.
I'm going to take Nick's side again here, even though I don't really agree with him. If you look at the SEC West over the last, just Saban's entire tenure at Alabama, who are the other 2 SEC West teams that have been the second best and third best behind Alabama? They're LSU and Auburn. They're the other ones that have won national titles in that time. Texas A&M has had one really good season in the SEC. Ole Miss and Mississippi State have up and down years. Arkansas is up and down. So, yeah, he's losing the SEC West, but he's losing the portion of the SEC West in this scenario in which he has dominated. So it's like, I get it. I understand why he doesn't want LSU on the schedule every year. He would much rather have Mississippi State or Arkansas or Ole Miss or even A&M possibly. So, yeah, I don't know.
10 of the 27 losses that Nick Saban has had at Alabama have come against Auburn and LSU.
Mm-hmm.
You say that you remember the losses. Apparently, Nick Saban just feels like he's getting crushed right now.
It's over a third of them. Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, but that's, again, the big story here. Nick Saban is making his case, hoping to shake things up. I expect that Alabama will come out of the scheduling. If they do end up going 3+6, because that's the other option here, is there has been a suggestion that everybody just has one. But if you only have the one permanent rival and then cycle everyone through, you are going to be saying goodbye to annually playing Alabama, Tennessee, and that's something that I think some of those secondary rivalries that we discussed all along the way are going to be enticing to the television partners. You want to get the Texas A&M in addition to Texas and Oklahoma. I would be surprised if Nick Saban or anyone else is able to convince the SEC athletic directors and the media partners to go to a one permanent rival and rotate everyone else kind of model.
If you look at what Dellinger put out, and this is similar to sort of when we were kicking around the idea of what if they did it for max ratings, what Dellinger put out is pretty close to what we had put out for max ratings, right? Like we asked on our show, which I thought was one of the funnest shows we've ever done, and the Big Ten one was a blast as well. Like, is this going to be about fairness? Is it going to be about preserving tradition and rivalries, or is it going to be about ESPN saying, hey, we are paying you how many billions? We want the biggest games and we want them all the time. If Dellinger's right about this, ESPN is the one driving the bus. That is a ratings looking schedule with a couple of exceptions.
And that is a possible unconsidered side effect of putting all your games with one network, because they have total control over it now.
Very, very, very good point right there. Again, SEC spring meetings will be coming up in the next several weeks, and we anticipate to get a good bit of news to chew on from that.